most welcome to Historiespanarna History Reconnaissance and the US Marines crossing the Han River. September 1950. The Korean War has ended its third desperate month. For weeks, United Nations forces have clung to the Pusan Perimeter, a shrinking foothold on the southern tip of the peninsula. Then, on September 15th, General Douglas MacArthur gambled everything on a bold stroke, an amphibious landing at Inchon, far beyond enemy lines. In a matter of days, the US 1st Marine Division stormed ashore, seized Inchon, and recaptured Kimpo Airfield. The next objective lay ahead, Seoul, the South Korean capital. Between the Marines and the city flowed one last obstacle, the Han River. So join us for the story of this bold assault. And please, subscribe to our channel and join us on our continuing journey in history. By September 18th, Marines of Major General Oliver P. Smith's division had reached the southern bank of the Han, just west of Seoul. The river was broad, 12 to 1500 feet across, its surface calm at low tide, but tied in swift currents and deep channels. The North Koreans had blown the bridges. The remaining approaches were watched by enemy machine guns and mortars from the opposite bank. For the Marines, it was a classic problem: how to force a crossing under fire, without bridges, in tidal mud. The crossing would fall largely to Colonel Louis Chesty Pollard's 1st Marines, supported by the 2nd Battalion 5th Marines and the division's engineers and amphibian tractor units. For 2 days, reconnaissance patrols probed the banks near Hanju and Jongdong-pu, marking firm ground for amphibious vehicles. Marine engineers and the 1st Amphibian Tractor Battalion assembled Duckwees, 6-wheeled amphibious vehicles, and LVTs, tracked landing vehicles left from World War II. Overhead, Navy and Marine corsairs circled, ready to strike enemy gun positions. Offshore, destroyers in Inchon harbor prepared to deliver naval gunfire on call. At dawn on September 19th, the Han's tides began to fall. The operation had to be timed precisely. Wait too long and they drove over stranded vehicles in mud, moved too early, and they'd exposed themselves to enemy fire. General Smith's order was simple: cross at first light and keep going. Shortly after 0700, reconnaissance patrols of the 1st Battalion 1st Marines pushed into the water. Enemy rifle and machine gun fire cracked from the far bank. Marine artillery from Kimpo answered, 105mm shells bursting across the hills north of the river. Corsairs dove in low, dropping napalm and high explosive rockets. A Marine remembered later, he couldn't tell where the land stopped and the river began, just grey water and smoke. By noon, the 1st platoons had reached the opposite shore. They fanned out amongst the reeds, clearing trenches and bunkers with grenades. Resistance was stubborn but scattered. The North Korean 25th Brigade fought delaying actions, falling back towards Seoul. A few antrax bogged down in the mud, their engines drowning in the tide. Others were hit by small arms fire, but momentum never stopped. By nightfall on September 19th, the Marines had a shallow bridgehead. They dug in on the flares and sporadic sniper fire. During the night, amphibious Duckwees ferried ammunition and rations across the channel, while wounded were carried back. At dawn, September 20th, the division had 3 battalions north of the Han, enough strength to strike towards Seoul. Once across, the Marines lost no time. Pollard's regiment pushed east towards Jongdong-pu, an industrial suburb defended by tanks, snipers, and die-hard NKPA troops. House by house, block by block, they fought their way forward. Marine tanks of the 1st Tank Battalion crossed the Han on pontoon ferries, bringing heavy firepower to bear. The cost was very heavy. The 1st Marine Division suffered more than 2,000 casualties in the Inchon Seoul campaign, but the operation shattered the North Korean army's supply lines and turned the tide of war. The Han River crossing, quick, improvised and risky, had opened the road to victory. For the men of the 1st Marines, the Han River became a symbol of endurance, of how far they had come since the dark days at Pusan, and the skill and courage that defined their corps. From Inchon's tidal flats to the banks of the Han, they carried the Marine motto into history: no better friend, no worse enemy.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.